Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether you are live in this room with me right now or you're catching this training later, I want you to know something before we start. You did not just land here by accident. You're here because some version of you, the one you keep seeing in your head, the one making the money, the one who's consistent, the one who finished what she started, she's tired of waiting. And tonight we stop making her wait. My name is Teresa, and this is the Quantum Leap Method. Over 3 trainings, we're going to do 3 things. Tonight, we release and we dream. Next, we build. Then we live it. And I have to tell you why we're doing it this way, because this is the part that nobody teaches. Regular quarterly planning does not work. I said what I said. And I know that sounds crazy coming from someone who runs accountability calls every single week. So let me prove it to you with your own life. You've done the planning before. I know you have because you have been on these calls. You have done the quarterly planning before. Maybe you didn't call it that. January 1st counts. You had the goals, you had the energy. You were so gung ho. You told people about it. And then somewhere around week 3 or 4, life lifed. And the plan died. And here's the question that should haunt you a little bit. The plan was good. The goals were good. So what died? And I'm here telling you from my own pathway that has done this over and over and over. And I'll let you know, nothing died. Nothing changed. That's the problem. You handed a brand new plan to the same person who did not execute the last one. Same beliefs, same habits, same I'll start Monday. Regular planning is not sustainable because it plans your actions without upgrading your identity. And actions always snap back to identity, always. That's why this is not a planning series. This is a becoming series. We are literally changing who you are over these 3 weeks on purpose with a method, and the plan we build will belong to her. That's why it's going to work this time. So grab a journal and a pen, phones down, put this down, unless you're taking notes on it. Cameras on if you're with me live, because we're about to get honest. Let's go. So, the first law of the night that I want to dive into is the law of cause and effect. Everything in your business right now, hear me, everything. Your revenue, your audience, your consistency or lack of it is an effect. It is an effect. It is not random. It is not bad luck. It is not the algorithm. It is the lawful effect of a cause, and the cause is who you've been being every single day. Now, most people hear that and feel shame. I need you to hear it and feel power. Because if your results are effects, then you are not stuck with them. Let me say that one more time. Because if your results are effects, then you are not stuck with them. Like, that should bring so much power. We have to change the cause, change the effects. That's not motivation. That's a law. You are sitting one cause change away from a completely different second half of this year. And I want that to settle in your body for a second. How are you feeling on this? So let's find the cause. We're doing an audit, and we're doing with zero shame and total honesty because we're done lying to ourselves. This is a conversation I have had to have. I call them coming to Jesus moments where I just have to be real with myself. And that ends tonight. 3 questions. Write fast, don't edit. Write fast, don't edit. 'Cause we always, like, start like, the first thought that comes to our head, then we overthink, we overanalyze. The first thing that comes to your head is usually just the right thing. So, write fast, don't edit. Your first answer is the true one. Question 1. So, do you have your pens and your paper ready? Do you have your pens and your paper? Okay, perfect. Question 1. What did I say I was going to do this year that I actually did? Give yourself credit. Write it down. Write down everything over the last 6 months. Think about January. January was the beginning of the year. Then you have February, March, April, May. What have you accomplished? All right. So now you should know all of the things that we have done over the last 6 months. How are you feeling? How does that feel? You feel good? Yeah? Okay. Okay, question 2. What did I say I was going to do that I did not do? What is the real reason? Not the excuse you give other people, the real one. The one you'll only admit at 2 a.m. laying in your bed saying, "Why haven't I done this thing?" I only know because I have felt that. I have felt that. So, question 2 is what did I say I was going to do in the first half of the year that I did not do? And what is the real reason? Not the excuse you give me, the real one. The one that's in your head at 2 a.m. An action step that might be like a good thing is to revisit what did you say that you were going to do this year that you haven't done yet? Yeah. And then this is going to go into, do I still carry it forward? Do I not? That's kind of like the process that we're going to be going through over these next 3 weeks so that we can kind of really determine what is the game plan for Q3? What is everything I said? What am I revisiting? We're in June, we're halfway through the year, we're almost into the third quarter. What does all of this look like? And what do I really want Q3 to look like? Right. So write that down that we're going to go back through and look at all of our year 2026 goals and ambitions that we said that we were going to do. All right. Question 3. What pattern keeps showing up? Not this year, every single year. What's the rerun that you have noticed in your life, in your business, trying to do the things? What is the pattern that you see every single year? So now I want you to look at what you wrote. That pattern, that's the cause. We just found it. Let me know if you're with me on that. Does that feel aligned to you? Does that feel like the cause of why we're not where we want to be? 100%. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to release it. Are you ready? I'm super excited about this. This is like my favorite part. Okay. I should have brought my book up. Oh man, I didn't. But there's a tiny book. I talk about it all the time. We've read it in book club, and I need to bring it back up. I don't think we've read it in a while. So I think this was like one of the first books when we started book club that we read. And it's called U Squared by Price Pritchett. If you read one book this quarter, read that book. It takes like an hour. It's a really thin little book called U Squared. And it starts off a fly is slamming itself against a window. Have we seen those? You've had a window where a fly just constantly keeps beating its head up against the window thinking it's going to get through, it's going to get through. I'm going to get through this time. Hey, there's a magic portal in this window. I'm going to get through. Over and over and over and over again. Maximum effort. Total commitment by every grind culture standard. That fly is a top performer. That fly is hustling. He should be making that money because he just beating himself up. He's doing all of the work. And that fly will die on that windowsill because 10 feet away, the door is wide open. You have your patio door wide open to your backyard. Why isn't this fly just moving on over there? Hey, fly, come over here. Right? More effort was never the answer. A different direction was. Now look back at your audit. Look at your pattern and answer me this. Where are you the fly? Where have you been slamming into the same window, the same offer launch, the same way, the same content posted in this to the same silence, the same I just need more discipline speech and calling it commitment. Working harder on the wrong thing is not notable. It's the trap. And tonight we stop flapping. Does that make sense? So here's the release. 3 sticky notes. You guys have sticky notes, piece of paper you can rip up into 3? 3 sticky notes. Or 3 lines in your journal. But 3 lines. Or 2 lines and you have 3 boxes. One is strategy. One strategy you are releasing because it did not work. And more effort will not fix it. What's one strategy you are releasing? I'll give you a moment to think about that. One belief you are releasing. The story you've been telling yourself about why you can't. Why can't you? And one commitment you are releasing because it drains you and serves nothing, and you've been keeping it out of guilt. What's one thing that you have? Is that low ticket client? Look at your family. Maybe it's those family meetups that you don't want to do, and you're ready to release those family meetings. So if you need I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it. So if you have the one strategy, if you don't, think about your one strategy you're releasing, the one belief that you are releasing and just letting go of. You know how freeing it is to just let go of something and to give yourself permission to not think. And one commitment you are releasing because it drains you and serves you nothing. Who wants to share and affirm each one? And if you are watching the replay on YouTube, if you're watching this later, pause right now and say yours out loud. I mean it. Spoken releases are real releases. Can't just think about it in our head. We have to say it out loud.
Okay.
Okay.
So the strategy I am releasing is trying to go it alone when I feel overwhelmed, or in general, but especially when I feel overwhelmed.
Okay. I like it. Anything else? Want to share any other things?
The belief is that I'm not worthy or good enough.
Yes. Release that.
And the commitment is random coffee chats and Facebook groups that don't align with
Mm,
where I'm going.
yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you feel lighter now that you're giving yourself permission to release it?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. Kima, did you want to share any? Or are you just here for the vibes?
No, I don't mind sharing. I'm gonna believe in my business enough to pitch myself and my services. If I have to go about that in a creative way, like maybe I thought LinkedIn, but why not go old school and see if I can find some emails? Why not call businesses and offer to give something in exchange for an email address, email something or the other? So, but putting myself out there, I did kind of present myself for an opportunity today, just in a more elevated way. So that was a nice step
Yes.
forward in that direction.
Love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So good. So good. Oh, do you feel that? You feel the lightness because you cannot quantum leap carrying the first half of the year on your back. You cannot. We have to let it go. We have to set it down and be like, I appreciate everything that this was, but this doesn't have to be who I am becoming and who I am in the future. You can let it go, and that's okay. You're not bad. So now let's talk about what a quantum leap actually is. A quantum leap, and this is straight from U squared, is not incremental improvement. It is not getting 10% better. It is not grinding up the staircase one step at a time, paying your dues, waiting your turn. A quantum leap is an abrupt jump to a dramatically different level of results. And it happens when you change who is playing, not how hard that you're playing. The first half of your year was incremental. The second half is going to be the leap. And I know for some of you that feels far, far away. So let me give you the law of polarity. You cannot even perceive what you don't want. You cannot perceive what you don't want unless its opposite exists. You can't know broke unless abundant exists. You can't feel stuck unless momentum exists. So that frustration you felt during the audit, that's not evidence you're failing. That is a literal proof that the other side is real. Polarity says your dream life is not a fantasy, it's a direction. And then the law of attraction, taught the way I teach it, because most people teach it wrong. You do not attract what you want. I'm going to say that 100%. You do not attract what you want. You attract who you are being. Wanting is not a frequency, being is. Which is why tonight we are not setting a single goal. Tonight we are installing an identity. The goals come next week, and they'll come easy because they'll be her goals. But we have to install this identity first that we can have the goals and create the goals next week. So that's going to be next week. I want you to get comfortable. I want your feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes. Now, if you're driving while listening to this, do this part later. Or if you're out walking your dog or doing all the other things, come back. This video will be on YouTube. So come back. I need your eyes closed. And I want you to take a deep breath in and let it out slow. Take another deep breath in and let it out slow. And one more time, take a deep breath in. Deep breath of all of everything from today, all of the anxiety, all of the stress, all of the everything that could have gone wrong, everything that's bad, everything, all of the things. Breathe it in and exhale and let it out slow, releasing it. We're letting that go. And I want you to think about right now in your mind, it is December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. We out here partying. We're having Automate Your Hustle Mastermind. We are celebrating all of our wins. And the second half of this year went exactly how you wanted it to. Not okay, not better, exactly how you wanted it to. What did you hit? What was that number? Look at your banking account right now in your mind. Go into your phone, click into your banking app, see the brightness light up on your phone screen. What does it say? Is it deposited into your account right now? I want you to see the number. Say it in your mind. The revenue, the clients, the launch. See it as done. Now watch yourself move through a regular Tuesday as this person. What time does she wake up? What's the first thing she does? She brewing coffee. Can you smell the coffee? Is it imported coffee? What kind of creamer are you pulling out of your refrigerator? What does your kitchen look like? What kind of coffee mug are you putting down on the countertop? Are you going out onto the balcony of your lake? Do you feel the breeze, the sunshine? Are you sitting down? Are you meditating? Are you journaling? Are you out there with your dog, your cat, your animal, your kid? Now let's watch how she works. Watch what she says no to. Is she consistent? Is she pulling out her laptop every single day? Is she only working 2 days a week with focused work time and out taking the other times off? Do you have a team? What does that look like? What brings her joy? Is it painting? Is it gardening? Is it going out with friends, yoga? What brings you joy in this moment? What does she no longer tolerate? What is she saying no to in her business, in her schedule, in herself? What is she no longer doing anymore? What did she start doing in July that the old you kept putting off? What did she start doing in July that the old you kept putting off? And I want you to feel like really feel it. Not that would be nice. Feel finished, accomplished. Feel like I did that. Feel the exhale of a woman who kept her word to herself for 6 straight months. What does that feeling feel like? You said that you were going to do this and you accomplished every single thing you said you were going to go do. How do you feel right now? Right now, at that peak of that feeling, I want you to press your thumb to your middle finger and hold it. Hold it for 10 seconds. Breathe into it. This is your anchor. Your body is recording this state right now. And from tonight forward, every time you press this anchor, your body will find its way back here. You'll use it every morning. You'll use it on the hard days. One more thing before you open your eyes. And this is the step that everybody skips. I want you to see the obstacle. I want you to see the week in August when it gets hard. The launch that flops. The kid that gets sick. Back to school time. Family vacations with people that drain you. The client that said that they were going to go with someone else. The Tuesday you are bone tired. Look at it. Don't flinch. Name it. Because the women who hit their goals are not the women without obstacles. Let me say that again. Because the women who hit their goals are not the women without obstacles. They're the women who already met theirs. Will deal with that obstacle in training 3. For now, just know its face. We think that it's easier for everyone else. They did it. They got lucky. It was easier for them. They could do it, but I can't do it. Think of all of those doubts, all of those things running in your head. all of the excuses that we say, all of the things that we hold ourselves back from, really feel it. I want you to take one more breath in, hold it, and release. Now open your eyes whenever you can. And if you want to drop in the chat one word for what you saw, or if you want to come off mute and share.
So you wanted to what we saw as the person who already okay. I saw someone who was confident in herself and moving through the day with just a lightness and a purpose.
Mm, that's so good.
Even when she would like out on the deck having the morning coffee, there was no guilt around being out there and taking the moment.
Mm, that's so good. No guilt, because you deserve that. You deserve to have your coffee outside and not inside. Give yourself permission for that. I mean, that's what we're going to be working on for the next 3 days or 3 weeks, but definitely give yourself permission to just let go. And this is something I have worked really hard with my life coach is not needing to like feel like I always have to have everything under control. I can just give myself permission to just be and know. Now let me tell you, sometimes it's not easy. You see that mess, you see all the things around you, and it's like one thing that's helped me is just breathing through it and just reminding myself I'm okay to rest. It's okay to rest. It's okay to have the coffee. The Hopefully the husband will go and clean it up if he sees the mess. No, the mess will be there later, one or the other. It's okay to have the coffee outside. Oh, here's your homework. And this is not optional homework. This is the install. 1, write your second half identity statement. I am the woman who. 3 sentences. And you will read it every single morning. We have to break, like, I don't think, let me see you guys. I don't think you guys understand how much I have brainwashed myself over these last 7 years. I have brainwashed myself, and when you're going into, like, a season of, like, "This has to work." I mean, I cut off TV. I just found out we have Peacock and I get to watch My Real Housewives again. I was like Marquise was like, "Well, maybe it's a good thing you didn't have it because would you have launched all the things you've done?" Probably not. So I cut off TV. I watch like I'm only in positive affirmation like podcasts. I don't talk to anyone. Like Kima can tell. I'm like I won't accept anyone's language around negativity or lack, or I have to do that because like your energy attracts around you. So if you're in a negative head, have you ever been like that? Like you are in such a positive, upright mood, and then you go through and you talk to someone, and then their energy drains you and like just shifts your mood completely, and now you're in a negative space. That is energy. And if it can amplify between one person, how do you think it amplifies when you're in a group and more? And if it is like that in the negative, it's like that in the positive. How do you feel like when you're around people, like you leave the accountability call and you are around people and you're poured into, you leave feeling uplifted. Well, guess what? We have to keep that momentum going outside of these calls. And when I am in like that quantum leap and when I am in that like I'm doing my next level work, y'all, I have to be okay with like cutting things off around me. This goes into what are we letting go of? We're letting go of those negative conversations. And if in for this moment you can't talk to certain people and you have to brainwash yourself. You have to be listening to positive affirmations high balance frequency. Like the law of attraction is so real, and so is the law of polarity. That's why we have to be grounded in our information, like ourselves, of like what I am putting out there is attracting back to me. But also know if something negative happens, like there is this law of polarity. So don't let that bring you down. Come at it from the same mindset that you have in the positive. What am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I supposed to be letting go of? Because then you also have the law of detachment. We have to detach from things. Things have to be law of vacuum. Things have to be taken out of our life so that the new can come in. So we can't always spin everything into like, oh my gosh, this is negative. This is the worst thing happening. I'm crumbling. I'm losing myself. This sucks. I'm gonna just let you know I've been there. And so I've had to really learn and lean into this is how when I can know all of our clients are gone. We're gonna be okay. Were we okay? 1,000% yes. And it attracted faster because my energy and what I was putting out and what I was doing was a lot different than the last time we lost all of our clients. So all I can say is that your how you handle situations, how you look at situations, how you attract and how you're bringing in and how and that's what we're going to be building up on. So day 2 is next week, week 2 is build it, and then week 3 is live it. It's going to be like how are we going to take this ongoing, and then this is going to be our end of the year. We going for it. We're going. Okay, so write your second half identity statement. I am the woman who 3 sentences, and you will read it every single morning because you have to brainwash yourself. There is no if, maybe, possibly, kind of, sorta. Mm-mm. No, it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. You have to let go of the how, but it's going to happen. And so, yes, every morning, I call this brainwashing ourselves on purpose because the world has been brainwashing you by accident your whole life. Your family, the TV, the news, the negative, fear, all of these things are telling you that you have to be scared when the opposite is true. There is so much abundance in this world. It's just not highlighted. This doesn't sell. Scare sells. And so doubt gets installed into us. Scarcity gets installed into us. Lack. And so we're just choosing what gets installed from now on. We're changing that. 2, I want you to start your evidence journal. Y'all, I can tell you how oftentimes I get so annoyed. I get annoyed at my son. I get annoyed at my children. I get annoyed. The house, why is it dirty? My gosh, I just cleaned this. Why is there crunchy things underneath my feet right now? I just vacuumed. Why is there a wet spill? I just cleaned the kitchen. Why can't you guys clean up after yourself? Why are there I get annoyed. So here's the thing. I now mentally have to go through every time I get mad 10 reasons why I'm thankful for the life that I have. Because 7 years ago it was completely different. 10 reasons why I am thankful for the life that I have right now. Now, I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not perfect. Don't tell me I'm perfect because I'll still get sassy. I'll still give an attitude. But it really it shifts my energy and how often I get sassy when I think about, man, I was a broke single mom 7 years ago, living by myself, struggling, never being able to see my children, and now I have a daughter who's in college, made the dean's list. We have a beautiful home in Georgia. We were able to go to Michigan for a week, and I have a husband who is supportive, who is here, who doesn't cheat on me, who is loving, who is nice to me, who loves me, who uplifts me, who wants me to be amazing. How dare I? Now that turns my tone. I'm gonna still announce like, "Hey, can you pick up your shirt off the floor?" But it doesn't come off as, "Hey, you dumb dumb," or, "Hey, you nasty man, get your shirt off the floor," right? It softens the way I think about it. My attitude shifts, how I come at it shifts, right? So, I want you to start your evidence journal. Every night, one line of proof that you were her today. I posted instead of overthinking. Evidence. I showed up to this call. Evidence. Affirmations tell your brain a story. Evidence proves it. And your brain, your subconscious, believes proof. It believes proof. In that scared in between state where it's like, oh my gosh, I suck. I'm horrible. This is bad. Everything is bad. That's our brain telling us, get out, abort. This is scary. This is new. This isn't what we are supposed to be doing. And so we have to have proof. That's even if you're like feeling blank on like evidence, just look at your life. This is why I think gratitude, that's evidence all around us. What are you thankful for that's happening right now in your life? Okay, so step 3, get sticky notes and markers because next training, we're putting your entire second half on a wall. It's called the Dream Life Map. And it might be my favorite exercise I've ever taught. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you're thinking, I need to be in that room, you can be. I run this live with entrepreneurs every single week. The link and the way in are in the description below this video. This year is not half over. It is half open. Read your statement, collect your evidence. I'll see you at the next training. The second half is yours.